Lights come up. The interior of an elevator with two men. One is 21 years old, Wade, wearing glasses and dressed in a sport jacket and tie. And the other is 19 years old, Gabriel, in a costume that a Greek philosopher might wear, toga, sandals. After Wade pushes the elevator button, he looks up at the floor numbers.
Oh, you're going to the same floor. That must be a good omen. What do you think?
I don't believe in omens. I'd more likely be figuring the odds of that happening.
I didn't hear what you say.
Hey, do you have a tissue?
Uh, I always carry this around for emergencies.
Oh, thanks.
I have a whole array of items, chewing gums, mints. You should try one. Leftover habit from when I smoked. People used to complain about that smoky smell, you know. Now they've come in handy for a bad breath. I also have this spray and cloth to clean my glasses.
Okay, let me try a mint. And while you're at it, I need to clean my glasses.
Hey man, you look nervous. Do you have some sort of special appointment? Or...
I'm applying for a job as a tax accountant, and they're having the second round of interviews.
Oh my God, a tax accountant? I'm not good with any numbers. And the type of job sounds so serious. Don't take it the wrong way, but I would be bored out of my mind in that profession. Man, you're so young to be having a job sitting behind a desk all day.
That's why I want it. I'm thoughtful and pensive. This elevator is moving so slowly, and it's not stopping at any floors.
Oh, I can see in your face that you're wondering why I'm laughing. I'm sorry I laughed. It's just funny how I've given you so many things. What would have happened if I wasn't sharing this elevator with you? And I was thinking about how funny it is being in this elevator. I'm a philosophy major, and I'm always trying to make a coherent sense out of the whole.
Well, let me stop you there. What is with this outfit you're wearing?
Oh, you mean this getup? It's part of my final exam to not only think like a philosopher, but to look like one. A debate is being held in this building between two philosophers, and we're each supposed to take the role of one of them. I'm a bit early. I wanted to practice before we started the debate.
I'm early too.
See? We're both punctual. It's a nice coincidence, don't you think?
I suppose, but I'd still like to know how being in this elevator is funny.
So I realized that when the elevator door opens, in a way, we're taking a leap when we enter, leaving the old reality behind, and then the door closes and we press the button, we activate the energy to take us to our desired level. When this machinery moves, we can't influence the outcome. It forces us to let go. And then suddenly we get to our floor and the door opens and we're at a different level, a different reality.
You make it sound like we're in a time machine.
Exactly. The whole thing just seems so funny, humorous to me, you know? Like we're here, two strangers taking this trip together. We're like in a road trip movie.
You know, I just realized that I don't actually remember entering the elevator. It feels like I've just always been in it with you.
Oh, come to think of it, I don't recall how I got into the elevator either.
Wade looks confused. Gabriel is looking at the walls of the elevator.
When you think about these mirrors, they're supposed to reduce anxiety, plus give a sense of space, making it less cramped.
I don't like the mirrors. They make me feel self-conscious. Although I have to admit that being able to check my tie is helpful. I just don't want to see any of my flaws. When I was younger, I wished I was a vampire because they can't see their reflection.
Yeah, it's a blessing for me, you know, because I'm claustrophobic. Mirrors help me avoid my feelings of being trapped. Hey, do you know about this mirror rule?
No, but I'm sure you're going to tell me about it.
Ah, you do know about it. Where your right hand becomes your left hand in the mirror.
That's not the mirror rule. It's actually called the left-right inversion. The philosopher Stephen Laws said it was an example of a problem that science couldn't solve. Philosophers and mathematicians, of which I am one, have been debating this forever. It was decided that it might be a scientific problem, but it was a trivial one at that.
I can't believe that you know about Stephen Law. You actually brought up an excellent point. By the way, I'm Gabriel, and don't call me Gabe. It grates on my on my feelings. I love my three-syllable name. Man, doesn't it feel stuffy in here? It's like there's no air circulating. You must be so uncomfortable. Who wears ties anymore?
My name is Wade.
I can't remember ever wearing a tie. Does this somber attitude help you with your job prospects? I don't know much about being a tax accountant. You must have been good in math.
It's important that I make a good impression.
Hey, you want to have a debate about the mirror rule? It will be good practice for me, and maybe it will be good for your interview.
Uh, I don't think so.
So, if you're a mathematician, why aren't you like doing research or teaching?
It doesn't interest me. Research jobs are hard to come by, and I would hate to be a teacher. The money will be better as a tax accountant, but I love numbers and I like puzzles. Solving a mathematical equation is no different than a puzzle. I could spend hours at it.
Are you that nervous about this interview?
Yes, I heard it's like being cross examined in court or feeling like you're facing a firing squad.
I don't know why anyone would put themselves through that. It's like being in a torture chamber.
A strange sound is heard. Wade and Gabriel hear the sound, but try to ignore it.
How are you planning on getting a job without going on an interview?
Well, I mean, I still have a few years to worry about that, and I, I, I want to teach. I'm sure there's a shortage of philosophy teachers, and also I've got a lot of other stuff, other choices.
Getting a degree in philosophy doesn't seem very practical. Despite what you say, I don't believe there are jobs out there.
You're so wrong. I enjoy thinking about problems from multiple angles, and that's valuable to any organization. The name philosophy derives from the Greek philosophia, meaning love of wisdom. That's why philosophers like to ask the big questions like, what is truth?
I hope you find the truth.
Hey man, what's with this elevator? Our floor was lit up and it didn't stop. This is crazy. Why aren't the doors opening? Oh my God, the top floor says 70? I didn't realize that this building was so tall.
Gabriel looks nauseous and suddenly crumbles to the elevator floor. Wade looks in the call box for a phone and realizes there isn't one.
Gabriel, just calm down, okay? If you faint, you might hurt yourself.
We're trapped. Why isn't the alarm even working?
Look, someone is going to know we're in here.
You don't know that. There could be a whole bunch of elevators on the first floor.
The elevator suddenly stops. The door is automatically open, and they see that it has stopped between floors.
Close the doors. Close the doors. I don't want to look at a bunch of bricks. If there's an earthquake, they might crumble and we'd be crushed. And look at the crack in the mirror. Can you imagine if the mirrors got loose and fell? We'd die from being stabbed by shards of glass.
Wade removes his tie and sports jacket and unbuttons his shirt collar. Gabriel remains on the floor. The lights suddenly go out, and it is totally dark.
It must be a power failure.
The lights come back on, and the elevator jerks and begins moving again. Wade is thrown to the floor. Gabriel reaches out and hugs Wade.
Thank you. It feels good to hug someone. I'm glad you didn't move away. I'm kind of a touchy-feely guy. It's instinct. What about you?
Totally the opposite. I can't remember the last time someone held me, let alone a stranger.
I'm a harmless stranger. Honest, I am. But you sure this cuddling is okay with me?
It actually feels good. I'll tell you if I get uncomfortable.
Wade and Gabriel remain on the floor. They stare into each other's eyes.
Uh, thank goodness the elevator is moving again. But wait, why is it moving so fast? Look at the elevator floor numbers. They're flickering on and off. What does it all mean? What is the cosmic questions we're expecting to answer from all of this? Where's the answer? Oh my God, we're going to crash.
Wade and Gabriel clutch each other in fear.
We're going to
We're
crash.
going to crash.
The lights go out again, and it is totally dark. The elevator is heard suddenly coming to a screeching halt. The lights flicker on and off and then come up again.
Oh, oh my God. We're safe. I'm not hurt. Gabriel? Gabriel, are you okay?
Wade notices Gabriel lying on the other side of the elevator with his face down. Wade goes over to Gabriel and frantically nudges him until he starts to move.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were dead. Did you hit your head?
Uh, I don't know what happened. Maybe I passed out for a moment. If I did hit my head, that explains why I have a headache.
Wade is so relieved that Gabriel is not hurt. He grabs him and hugs him tightly. During the hug, Gabriel takes his hands and holds Wade's face and kisses him passionately. Suddenly, a voice is heard.
You guys took a really long time to figure this out. Usually people don't spend this much time in purgatory. And this is the first time we've had guests kissing in the waiting room. I guess you've earned the right to move on.
Wade and Gabriel nervously laugh. There is a flash of lightning and a clap of thunder, and all goes totally dark. When the lights come up, the elevator is empty.
Welcome to heaven, guys.
Let's see. Okay, so I was just wondering, Anita, how did it go for you?
Yeah, it was good. We rehearsed and then it was good. I like this story because it was very interesting. The kind of philosophical part and the end. I also, when I read it for the first time, I did not see where it was going.
Okay.
I don't know how it played in the end, but yeah, it was a really strange, really big twist in the end that for me that we
Yeah,
are
it was like I had
like
no
in
idea either. I
purgatory
was like,
and
how is this gonna end? And that was a complete shock. Yeah, it was a surprise. It was good.
How about for you, Ty?
When he said the elevator is going so slow, I realized I immediately did think, oh, they're in hell. This is hell is other people. It's a line from a play that totally slipped my mind, but I thought it was a retelling of that. And then at the end, they kissed, and I outright just asked Gordon, "Is that how you met your partner?" Because that's all I could think of, and that's not how they met. Gordon graciously corrected me on that.
But they all going up in the beginning.
But the lights flashed. It was suddenly, oh, they're in hell. And then the lights flash, oh, something's gonna happen. And then, I get to welcome them into heaven. That was interesting. And the little crack about we've never had guests kiss in the elevator. Do you know how many fan fictions I have read involving this exact plot? You always kiss in the elevator when you get stuck there. You fall in love. I do a lot of fan fiction. I like love stories. Leave me alone.
about for you, Todd?
You know what? I really love the representation in the pieces that I've seen of Gordon's. Number one, I think it was I think it's important, and I like that. I also like that the gays ended up in heaven, despite what other people might say. So I love that. Um, I don't know. I think it's a surprise at the end too. So I enjoyed that. I like a little twist because when I first read it, I didn't see that coming either. And uh, I liked working with the cast and Gordon. So that's my experience.
Good, good. Robert, did you have something?
Yeah, it just put a new meaning since the elevator is a machine. Put a new meaning on Deus ex machina. Uh, when God speaks out of the machine and welcomes them into heaven. But it was an interesting concept. And yes, we had a lot of religious stuff, didn't we?
Yeah.
Philosophical.
So Gordon, how important was it specifically to have a philosopher and a mathematician?
Oh, well, it's sort of part of a longer full-length play, but I wanted uh the the two to be so very different, you know, the mathematician very tight and conservative and controlling, and then the philosopher being very, very loose and fluid. So I just thought that was a nice mix, and I liked the way that they sort of changed because all of a sudden the philosopher is, you know, out of control when something goes wrong, and the mathematician is, you know, very calm and I just like the way that sort of switch.
Okay. Because that's what was going to ask you about, because for me, I guess the mathematician would be the first one to panic because things are not working the way he thinks they should.
Exactly.
Whereas the philosopher would say, oh, well, you know, we'll just enjoy the ride wherever it goes. Or I guess it depends on which philosopher you were dressed up to be.
Right.
It was a very good, intriguing play, yes, and just just kept my interest, and I thought it was well performed and really worth the time. Yes.
Thanks.
I didn't mean to insult you when I said I've read a ton of fan fiction taking place in elevators. I meant that as kind of a campy, oh, this is familiar and nice, and I'll add it to my collect. Yeah, that's what I meant. Okay. Are we? Yeah, you got it.
It was definitely a different take on it. This didn't end as a rom-com.
No.
It depends on what fandoms you're part of. Bit dark there, but losing my train of thought. Oh, the hugging during the panic attack, that is high risk, high reward. Some people don't want to be touched at all. Some people are flat out, my dog weighs 70 pounds and lays on top of me, and they would never ask a human to do it. But I thought that, and then suddenly these two humans are kissing, and it was like, oh, it's that kind of, which is, anyway, that can happen. Don't go looking for it. If you see someone have a panic attack, do not look for that. It's more of
Good
something
observation.
people do to console themselves, and you happen to be there, and they will ask you first. I shouldn't have said that out loud. I'm getting too into the weeds about this. I liked your play.
Okay.